Okay, I got you.
Like it's just crazy because again, and I feel like you told me something a while back. You sent me a text message a while back where you said that going to the movies eventually is going to become more expensive and it's going to be set in a setting to where it's almost like going out on a date with somebody, to where you're paying for your meal and then going to the movies is something that goes along with it, to where the price on it could be upwards of $100 in one night, right?
I think, yeah, it might go there as a sign of status for you to go to the
Right.
movie theater and consume a movie in the theater environment. Maybe 20, 40 years. I don't know how long it'll take, but I think
Right.
we're slowly treading ground to that direction.
And I mean, I agree with that after thinking about it because at the end of the day, look at it this way. The only people who actually go to the opera, I'm convinced that people, and we're still alive right now, right?
Right. Yeah, we're still
Okay.
alive.
I'm convinced right now that people who actually go to the opera and sit through an entire 2 hours, 3 hours, I've never been to an opera, so I couldn't tell you how long an opera actually is. But
Right.
I'm convinced that people who actually go to an opera and sit through an entire opera, they're not going because they're fans of opera. They're not going because they enjoy hearing people singing in a different language that they can't understand. They're going as a means of consuming art and having a conversation piece to
Mm.
be able to say, I was there when this happened. I witnessed this as it happened, right?
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. You want some shit, man? Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, like you were saying, if as we move into this digital age where these production studios and companies maybe find it cheaper and more cost effective on their end to release whatever it is that they're doing straight to streaming or video on demand, it could get to a point where going to a movie theater and actually watching something in the theater is the price on that goes up because they're selling you on the experience as opposed to the entertainment.
True. True. I mean,
Like,
yeah. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
no, like because okay, I'm not sure if you know this or not, but like okay, a couple years ago, around 2013, 2014, the Wu-Tang Clan recorded and released an album that was sold in an auction as a work of art that the general public to this day has never actually heard.
Hmm. Never
RZA,
knew that.
yeah, RZA actually got the Wu Tang Clan in the studio to record an album with the intention on never being released to the public. This album was sold in an auction and bought and locked in a vault. Now, whoever it was that ended up purchasing this album, there was some discrepancies behind the money and the funds and who it was that actually purchased it. But the general public has never actually heard any of these songs that were recorded and sold with the express purpose of being put on for auction, right?
Right.
So the consumption of this Wu Tang album, the value on it was placed so high that someone actually had to pay for it in a private setting in order to hear it, right?
Damn. Right.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that going to the movies will eventually be placed in that high of a priority, but when you told me that, that was the first thing that came to mind. Like, it's just crazy because I agree with you on that. Like, there could be a day where going to the movies is the equivalent of going to the opera.
Yeah, dude. I totally. If you just look at the progression of how things have been for the filmmaking industry, we went from drive-in theaters,
Hmm.
drive-in theaters to normal theaters to. I mean, even 20 years ago, if you could say, "Hey, you're gonna watch a full movie on a handheld device, and it's gonna look pretty damn clear," you would say like, "Oh, dude, you're nuts, man. That's never gonna happen." I
Hmm.
mean, the experience people used to have to get in their cars, drive to drive-in theater, buy popcorn, hot dogs, and all that shit there,
Leave
watch
their
the
car running.
leave their car running, change the station to the whatever frequency that was playing at the drive-in theater and watch and consume the film at the drive-in theater, and that was that.
Right.
There was no home release. There was nothing else to it. You went out your way to consume that medium, and then you had your experience, and then that was it. 10 years later, you got the home. You have theaters. You have a home release of VHS tapes. Now you can watch it through the comfort of your home, and then however many years later, now you can view your movies on the go. Dude, how cool was it when you got your PSP, dog? You could put a UMD in your damn PSP and watch Godzilla on the way to school on your PSP. That shit was mind blowing. That you thought you were hot shit with a PSP on your way to school, man.
Right.
That shit was so fucking cool. I mean, hell, we could take it back to Game Boy Advance. We had those terrible ass little clips that you played on the cartridges of Pokemon or whatever. Fairly Odd Parents to play like 30-second clips in pixelated animation, ripped from the show. So it's man. It's just like, that. Yeah, go ahead, man.
No, so bro, like this is really what I'm thinking here. Then, so could it be like, okay, so for me personally, like this is where I get a little bit personal in this section here. The reason why I am such a big fan of movies in general, right? For me personally, there's nothing that matches the feeling of when you walk through the movie theater on your way to your theater, number 8, number 7, number 6, whatever. You buy your ticket, you buy your popcorn, you walk through that hallway to get to your theater that's showing the movie that you just paid your hard-earned money to go watch, right?
Uh-huh.
And in the hallway, on both sides of the movie theater, you look to your left, you look to your right, and you see the posters for the movies that are coming soon, right?
Right.
You still have not seen any of these movies before. You don't know anything about these movies that are going to come out. In the era before the internet, before Wikipedia, before you could look at the movie, see who directed it, see who's starring in it, see what book it's based on, or anything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing that matches the feeling of looking at movie posters and not knowing whether or not that movie you're looking at on that poster is going to be good or not.
I see what you're saying.
You see what I mean? The anticipation behind not knowing whether or not a movie is going to be good or bad based on the result of what comes out on live screen cannot be matched for me personally. You walk past those movie posters and you get a feeling. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally, man.
There's a feeling that comes along with that cannot be matched.
That intrigue of like,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely, man. And to go on with what you're saying, the feeling of you're basically having total escapism of the world.
Yep.
When you go into that movie theater, you see that big, large screen, you got your popcorn, you got your soda, even if you don't got shit on you. You're there because you want to see the film. You want to receive the message the director was trying to send to you, whether it was a message to be sent, whether it was to be entertained. You are totally giving yourself to this movie and receiving it and consuming it. And then after the film, you're hoping that it's a worthwhile experience where you can talk to each others, where you can really dissect it, where you can really see where the film is reflective of life, where it's giving you insight, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you don't get that same feeling when you're watching Netflix from your couch or from your bed. You're not 100%. You got your phone on you. You got distractions. And some people can hone in on it like that. I mean, you got certain distractions. So yeah, it's different being at home, consuming this medium at home than it is being at a movie theater. And who's to say that in 40 years, people are going to look at us like we're nuts? Why would you not prefer the comfort of your own home, of watching a brand new movie? Why would you go in this crowded theater? You got to fight for space, get to the theater on time, pay for $50 for popcorn and soda. Okay. You got to find a seat. It's a weekend release, so everyone's there. You don't get the seat that you want. Someone's talking behind you. Someone's kicking on the back of your damn seat, so you got to threaten them and smack them upside their
Right.
head. You know what I'm saying?
Someone in front of you is scrolling through Instagram. Yeah.
So with the bright ass screen, here comes the phone calls.
Right.
Oh, who the fuck brought their kid to the? Who brought the bait?
Right.
Get a damn bait, right? So you
Oh
got.
my God. Like, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man. Like, you see, when all right, so I remember in 2000, summer 2000, my mom and my aunt took me and my brother and my cousin to go see X-Men, right?
Okay.
There were some fucking guys behind us that already seen the movie.
Oh shit.
They already seen the movie, and they was talking about how Sabretooth got struck by lightning and all of that shit. Like, that shit had me heated. I'm 10 years old at the time,
Uh huh.
9 years old at the time, fucking
Uh huh.
pissed because they wouldn't shut the fuck up. But when the movie started, I didn't even care about none of that, right?
Hmm.
So, okay, so for example, do you think that okay, it's 2020. I can't tell you when Phantom of the Opera first debuted on stage, right?
Right.
But do you think that it will get to a point where there's an actual way to commemorate being there in the theater to see a work of art, to where there's an actual value placed upon the experience of being there? Because I'm sure somewhere, there is someone who is actually collecting theater tickets
Oh yeah.
from a Shakespeare play that took place before our grandparents were even born.
Oh, most definitely. They already do this with Broadway shows where you got was it Sir where you got certain actors, they do a limited run for certain plays and then they
Uh
won't
huh.
do that play ever again. Like I think Denzel Washington did
Oh
was it
man, great
Fences?
fences before they even
Fences.
did a movie. Yeah.
Right. So the price to see Denzel Washington on Broadway on stage and he will never do that again. That is a work of art. There is
Oh,
value in that experience of seeing Denzel Washington on stage playing. Or hell, we can go oh shit, we can even go damn it. What's I'm gonna cut this out. What's Simba's voice actor? Darth Vader's voice actor.
um, wait.
Fuck.
James Earl Jones.
James L. Jones did Fences too. So
Mm-hmm.
there's also that intrinsic value of seeing James Earl Jones do Fences as a
Mm-hmm.
Broadway play. So these are, and then James Earl Jones, God bless his soul, he passes away. Oh man, like I got to see James L. Jones on stage, man. Like that guy's going down in history. You know,
Right.
yeah, there's a value to that, and I think the movie theater experience, even though it's on film, it's gonna be it'll be slightly different than Broadway, slightly different than opera, but there is gonna be a way to kind of catalog that, and there's gonna be a way where you can say, hey, I watched Infinity War when Thor got on the Wakanda battlefield with
Oh my
Stormbreaker.
God.
Crowd went crazy. We were all jumping off our seats, going crazy. Like you're gonna tell your grandkids this, they're gonna be like, "You guys, like, man, that sounds cool." Like, I mean, I was with my friends and all, but I wasn't in a packed theater full of a whole bunch of people feeling the same energy towards a film. That's an
Right.
experience that you can't wrap that up and package that. You have to live through it.
Yes.
You remember it, and then
Yes.
that's something you just tell for the rest of your life. You can't catalog that experience, and those experiences you can save your ticket, but those are the same experiences that you're paying for. So you have that moment. You're paying for basically moments of your life where you have
Yes.
escapism and you live through it, and you can just take it with you and tell your
Oh my.
friends and family about it down the line.
So like, do you think it will get to a point where even just having the ticket, like, and I mean, I might sound petty when I say this, but as a fan of movies and everything like that, like, imagine it gets to a point where the movies that come out in theater will never be released on any other format.
Oh shit. Oh, bro, you might. We have to. So imagine.
Whew. Like, that's heavy. That's some
Uh,
that's some
so
heavy.
so So imagine if Steven Spielberg released a film that was never gonna come out on home release, a
Yeah,
theater
Jaws.
experience
Jaws.
only. Ju-
Jaws.
like, like they checked your phones. Like, there is no leak. Like that's it.
Because think of it this way: if you go to see, if you go see Dave Chappelle live, right, at an
Right.
improv show in San Francisco, you can't have your phone in there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
imagine, like, oh my God, bro,
Oh
like, see,
shit, bro.
and
Woo.
like this goes across all media, like, because again, it goes back to what you said. We lived through the pre-information age, in the middle of that era between the information age, right? Like I
Right.
remember, and not to, like, bro, we got all day here. My bad. We in a fucking bag right
Oh,
now, right?
we cooking right now, though. We
But
this is,
like,
as Marty McFly say, this is heavy. You know what I mean?
okay, for example, like I remember the mixtape era of hip hop, right? For
Okay.
me, that's the greatest era of music because you had artists who were signed to major label record deals, right? But
Right.
they still were putting out mixtapes to prove that they had talent to make you want to hear their actual major label releases. The only way that you could hear them on mixtape was to actually buy the physical copy of the mixtape. So nowadays, these mixtapes, so for example, you got Trap or Die. That was the mixtape that Jeezy put out before Thug Motivation 101. The only way that you can hear the Trap or Die mixtape now, if you don't already have a physical copy from way back in 2005, is to go to thatpiff.com or to download the DatPiff app on your iPhone or your Android, right?
Hell yeah, yeah.
But if that Piff goes away tomorrow, aside from random YouTube channels that might have it downloaded, there's no way for you to hear the Trap or Die mixtape, right? Even though that's a work of art. See what I'm saying?
So now what you're insinuating is that due to this new media, this new digital age, and this has
Mm-hmm.
already happened before on YouTube, if someone uploads something on the internet and it's
Mm-hmm.
one of the very few sources
Yep.
of that content, and that source goes away, how fucked are you in trying to get that content back?
You're not gonna find it.
You're
You're
not gonna
never gonna
find it.
you're never gonna get it back unless you got it from Hustle Man at the barbershop. Unless you
Right.
got it from that dude on the corner that was selling the bootleg CD. See what I mean? Like,
Hmm?